If you are at your 20s right now, you are more likely to have a huge problem with your small bank account. I know it feels terrible having no money, while everyone you see on the internet having such a crazy amount of money. Well, there is a reason you're not having that kind of money, and I'll tell you why. It's because you are not ready for it. Having a lot of money doesn't mean you can just hold a huge amount of money and spending it the way you want it. Although some people might look like it, but trust me, there are things you need to master before you can have that fortune. And I will bring you 5 easy steps to actually improve and boosting your financial IQ. Knowledge is king. You need to understand that knowledge is everything. Understanding basic financial principles, such as budgeting, saving, investing, debt management, asset allocation, etc. Talking about budgeting, have you ever heard about the 50-30-20 rule? The 50-30-20 rule is a budgeting method where you put 50% of your money toward needs, 30% toward wants, and 20% toward savings. Wow, that shows great planning, right? No, that is wrong. It might work if you don't have a plan to improve and increase in your life. For example, you earn $1,000 every month. Let's say you followed that rule. $500 for needs, $300 for things you wanted, and $200 to save or invest. That doesn't sound so bad, right? But what if you earn suddenly your needs become $5,000 a month? Now all those luxury brands become the things you prioritize. What are you thinking? Yesterday you barely can afford food to eat, and now you're thinking about diamond all around your teeth? That's why you need to emotionally intelligence with your money. Knowledge isn't just about knowing things. It also involves understanding one's emotions and behaviors related to money. This includes recognizing and managing psychological biases, such as fear, greed, and overconfidence, that can influence financial decision-making. Economic awareness. Financially intelligent individuals have a good grasp of economic principles and how macroeconomic factors, such as inflation, interest rates, and geopolitical events, can impact their finances and investment decisions. Economic awareness starts with grasping fundamental concepts like supply and demand, how resources are allocated, and the role of money. It also involves understanding different economic systems, like capitalism or socialism. Economic news and information can be complex and sometimes contradictory. Economic awareness equips you to analyze this information, understand different perspectives, and make informed judgments. The economy is interconnected. Economic awareness helps you understand how events in one part of the world can impact another. This is important for navigating an increasingly globalized world. Asset accumulation and wealth building. Financially intelligent individuals focus on accumulating assets that generate passive income and appreciate in value over time. They understand the importance of creating multiple streams of income and building wealth steadily. Robert Kiyosaki, author of the influential book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, emphasizes asset accumulation as a key strategy for wealth building. Kiyosaki distinguishes between assets and liabilities, which differ from traditional accounting definitions. Assets put money in your pocket, which means generating income, while liabilities take money out. He encourages focusing on acquiring assets that produce income, such as rental properties, businesses, and stocks. When you go outside and start paying attention, there is money everywhere. Those money are coming from unthinkable business you never thought. You need to find a problem, then solve it. That's how you create a business that gives you a new source of income. Yes, I know it's easier said than done, but you can do it. I want you to stimulate a part of your brain called the hippocampus, and it's actually based on the latest studies from the Columbia University Neuroscience Labs. You can increase your creativity and learning ability by stimulating the hippocampus. The more you know, right? But how to stimulate it? Glad you asked. The key to unlocking creativity and learning is the theta wave. Theta waves are one of the 5 main types of electrical pulses that your brain produces. They are slow brain waves, ranging in frequency from 4 to 7 hertz. Theta waves are thought to be important for memory consolidation, which is the process of converting short-term memories into long-term memories. Theta waves may also play a role in creativity, as they are associated with daydreaming and imagination. Some studies have shown that theta wave stimulation can improve cognitive function and people with Alzheimer's disease. This is why billionaires like Elon Musk claim they get their best ideas in the shower. Just kick back, listen to the special audio 7 minutes a day, and let the success start to pour in. I put the link where you can get the special audio in the description. Let's continue. Estate planning. You've worked hard, accumulated wealth, and built a legacy over the years. Now, estate planning is like creating a detailed blueprint for what happens to everything you've built once you're no longer around. First things first, let's talk about what exactly is included in your estate. Your estate isn't just your house or the money in your bank account. It's everything you own, your home, investments, retirement accounts, life insurance policies, cars, jewelry, artwork, and even your digital assets, like social media accounts or online businesses. Now, why bother with estate planning? Well, think of it as your way of taking control and ensuring that your wishes are carried out after you're gone. Without a plan in place, the state steps in and decides who gets what. And trust me, you want to avoid that if you can. Debt management. Picture this. You're like a skilled sailor navigating the seas of personal finance, and debt is like a storm cloud looming on the horizon. Debt management planning is your strategy for steering clear of trouble and safely reaching your financial destination. First off, what exactly is debt? Debt is money you owe to someone else, whether it's a credit card company, a bank for a mortgage, or a friend you borrowed from. Now, not all debt is bad. Some can be useful, like a mortgage that helps you buy a home, or a student loan that invests in your education. But too much debt, especially high-interest debt, can capsize your financial ship if you're not careful. Here's how you control it. Know your debt, create a budget, prioritize high-interest debt, avoid taking on new debt. Done. There is a lot more of this topic that we can dig in. Tell me which part do you want me to explain in more depth?